I think it's a fine line with gambling, as you said. And therefore, you've got to understand what is the difference between a gambler's mindset and actually a trader's mindset, because they should be different. It shouldn't just be, oh, I'm taking an educated guess in my analysis and therefore it's not gambling. No, there's a difference. So one of those things can be, let's say, the gambler's fallacy, which is, let's say you're playing basketball and you shoot and you get 4 in a row. So you would think, okay, man, I'm on a roll. I'm sick of this. I'm going to throw another one. You bet, hey, Waly, I'm going to get this in. Bet me 100. The 5th one should go in because I got the last 4 in. Or no, they're independent events. And therefore, there is no greater odd of you getting the 5th one in just because you got the previous 4 in. So then the same should go to your trading, where you're not a gambler mindset where I'm on a roll. It's in the market, there is a random distribution of your wins and losses. It's not like all your losses are going to come first and then all your wins is mixed within. So you cannot know your next trade what it's going to be. But everybody thinks it's going to be a win, because you wouldn't enter the market if you thought you were going to lose naturally. So if you're thinking, I'm entering this position in the market because I think I'm going to win, well, then you need to have an understanding or an acceptance between the likelihood of me going wrong. You can accept it like it's going to happen, but do you truly know it and embody it? It's always in the back of your head, like, yeah, I might lose this trade, or the elephant in the room, but you're avoiding eye contact with the elephant. But it's still there. You got to realize, okay, I could actually lose this trade. Look at the elephant in the room. I'm probably going to, there's a strong chance I could lose this trade. Not because I did anything wrong, or not because I don't have an edge, because the market has a random distribution and each moment in the market is unique. So when you realize, okay, I do not have control of the outcome. I have control of my variables, the controllables, which is my edge. I'll get into that in a second of what that really means. But now you got to realize I might win or might lose the next trade. So if you understand there is a gap between truly understanding and accepting there's going to be a loss, whereas just being aware, you need to close that gap and truly understand I could take a loss. Then it comes the gambler's fallacy of, there's a random outcomes in the market. You're not in control of anything, and each moment in the market is unique, contrary to, let's say, popular belief. But how many institutional banks are there out there in hedge funds? Tens of thousands. There's 60,000 plus participants at a high level involved in the market. They have varying amounts of capitals on trillions of dollars. They are all going to be deploying trades based on different analysis, geopolitical factors, fundamental analysis, down to the AI that they're using, down to the psychology of the trader at the desk. The market is a digital footprint of tens of thousands of people's and AI's actions all into one. So it's not like there's one guy that you're against. It's not you versus the market. It's you versus tens of thousands of other people. So therefore, each moment in the market may look similar, but it's different because there's different factors going in. It's just a digital footprint of the psychology of everyone's actions. So when you realize this, then you can't be trading patterns, because you're trying to recognize previous patterns to forecast future patterns, but that's not what's moving the market. Then you go to first principles and say, okay, what is actually moving? And what is the reason price went down? Okay, then you need to make an edge derived from factors that actually control the market and move the market, as opposed to patterns and fibs and all these kind of things. Because you're not trying to do a probabilistic edge. You're trying to actually understand why price moves in the way it does, and then get probabilistic confluences to protect yourself. And that should kind of be the way you do it. But when it comes to a gambler's fallacy, they're going to be like, well, I've had the last 4 wins, so probably this is going to work. I'm seeing a head and shoulders, boom. That's not correct. First, you need a bigger sample size. You cannot make a decision on your edge based on 20 trades, 100 trades. You have to have a big sample size with data to prove you have an edge. Then you look into it, what is an edge? Well, your edge cannot just be, one day I'm going to go with Asia high, the next day I'm going to go with a London session, the next day I'm going to go with a trend line, this day I'm feeling an indicator cross. Well, yeah, you're taking information you've learned in the industry, but you're not piecing it together in a structured way. You need to first decipher, like a scientific experiment. You have your control variable, and then you're testing one variable at a time, and you're seeing what was the benefit or loss of adding that variable. In biology GCSE, I see you smiling.
That's a lot of eloquence coming out.
No, but you're doing a scientific experiment. You're trying to see which confluence is adding to your system or not adding, and you add them in one by one, and then you have to see, how am I collating them together? Because I might have these 3 that are working. I add this 4th one, which is working, but how does it affect the other 3? So now you're seeing how everything interacts, and this is data. You have to actually test it on a long-term, 100 trade at least analysis, back testing, to see, do I even have an edge before I just jump into the market and think, okay, well, this guy taught me about indicators, this guy taught me about smart money concepts, let me piece it together. This trade I'm doing counter trend, the next trade I'm doing pro trend, the next one is intraday hedge. You're asking for losses, and then you get that one trade that hits a 1 to 20 and you pass your FTMO. You think, damn, I knew I was a trader. I knew I was good.
This is where I've been looking for. Is this is this style, is this trade, or just from
Yeah.
one win.